Well, hey, church, welcome to the extra content for part one of our new series called Holy Ground. If you haven't checked out part one, make sure you go back on our YouTube channel and check out part one where we talked about Moses encountering God in the burning bush. And what a great story it was. We had a great time gathering around his word and looking at that story. But there's a couple things I wanted to mention as we kind of dig into just a few things in our quick time together. But I wanted to mention that the burning bush, as we talked about in our message, was representative of God's presence. And it was holy ground, not because it was desert or not because it was this beautiful landscape. It was holy ground because that's where God was. And so I love that thought that God is with us wherever we go. And as a result, everywhere we are is holy ground because that is where God is. But there's a verse, there's a phrase that God mentions I want to just quickly reference, and that's in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. Because if you remember, there's 4 objections or what ifs that Moses gave to God of, what if I'm not good enough? What if I'm not talented enough? What if they don't listen? What if I'm not the guy? And what God says in verse 14 of Exodus chapter 3 is this. He says, Moses, you tell them, here's who I am. Here's my name. He says, I am who I am. I love that phrase, that name that God shares with Moses, because there's so much in there. And in our short time together in this extra content, I can't give you all of the different theological components of that name, but let me tell you one thing that I think is a great takeaway for you and for us moving forward into our week. When God tells Moses, I am who I am, do you know what he's ultimately telling Moses? Yes, he's telling Moses that he's going to be there with him, but many times we mistake and we take for granted God's presence. We think, well, yeah, God's here, he created me, and that's all nice, but really think about that for a moment. Think about that the God of this universe, the creator of all things, wants to be present with you. And so when God is telling Moses, I am, what he's telling Moses is he's saying, I am with you. I am interested in your life. There's not anything that you're going through that I don't care about. And many times we kind of think that, well, I said yes to God in the beginning, and now he doesn't really care about me until I see him back in heaven. But God says, no, I'm interested in every detail of your life. And so Moses could rest assured that God was going to be with him every single step of the way. And so let me encourage you, church, that wherever you're going, whatever situation you're dealing with, whatever conversations you have to have, whatever emails you need to send, whatever meetings you have to schedule, God is with you and he cares deeply about what you're going through, and he is with you. I am. It's interesting to think as we wrap up this time that Jesus, when he came, he continued those statements. In fact, scholars believe that he closed those statements. When Jesus said, I am the bread, I am the way, I am the truth, I am the life, I am the door. You see, what God started, Jesus completed, and you and I can rest assured that God is who he says he is, and he is with us no matter where we go. So bring him with you. He's already there within your life. He's there within your soul, within your heart to make you a new person. But recognize that where you go is holy ground because God says, I am who I am. He's deeply interested in your life, and he wants the best for you. And so don't ignore him. Don't pretend that he's not there or take for granted that he's there. Trust in him and allow him to be the God of your, not just eternity, but the God of your daily life. God bless you, church. I'll see you for part 2 of Holy Ground. Take care.